Okay, I'm at that age where I can admit I do want to listen to somebody. I don't want to do everything on my own. I don't want to be too independent. I don't want to be hyper independent, y'all. I'm tired of telling people stop telling me what to do. I'm tired of telling people I can do it on my own.
Today's video is going to reveal how a lot of independent females begin to realize that they actually don't want to depend on themselves anymore. But in the midst of their so-called realization, it begins to dawn on them that they may forever just end up being a female, single, and never finding the man that they truly want.
I'm just a girl. Like I'm tired of being independent. I want to be wined and dined. I'm not asking for too much.
Yeah,
it'll be less than $50,
and it's okay.
The first date is FaceTime, then this is probably like a third date, right?
Exactly, and then I will gladly, if we continue on, I don't mind, splurging on you and making you feel like a king that he probably is. But it's like until we're there, we're not there.
I've come to realize I'm just not the girl that that gets the guy. I'm not the girl that gets treated right. I'm not the girl that gets to fucking be the princess. I'm just not that girl. I'm always the fucking girl that's the one before that girl. Or I'm always the girl that is the placeholder, or feels their ego, or feels a little something that they're lacking. I'm that girl. And that is shit. Being that girl is fucking shit. We get the bare minimum. We get used. We get abused. We get walked all over. And for what? For what? Because we pour into people that don't pour back into us. That's what we do. It's fucking shit. It is. It is.
It is so frustrating that people will see an independent woman and think like this is just what she loved to do. Why isn't that y'all look at it like this is a necessity for her? This was not a preference. We would love nothing more than to feel safe enough to be soft, to let down our guard, and to truly be vulnerable. But softness truly requires security, and not a lot of people can provide us with that. People truly forget and just don't even recognize that strength in our case truly came from absence, not abundance. We didn't want to choose to be the providers, the protectors, the problem solvers, but nobody else showed up, so we had to be that. So yes, we're independent, but it's not because we want to. It's not because we don't desire partnership. It's not because we don't desire support and someone to really lean on and love on us. We're truly independent because life has demanded it out of us, and being dependent on the wrong person in the past has cost us way too much. What we really want is to feel held without having to fall apart first, and love without proving why we are so worthy of it. So what y'all can do for us is just be there for us, support us, love on us, and show up time and time again, and that trust will build, and we will become these soft, beautiful people that y'all just want us to be so bad. Because it's inside of us. We were born to be feminine and soft and sweet. Do your part, we'll do ours.
As it was a necessity for the female to be masculine, it's not a necessity for a man to actually pursue a masculine female. I think this is where they have a selective hearing or selective understanding. In one case, you want men to understand that you were forced to be independent, but somehow don't have the understanding that men are not forced to have to be with you. What females need to accept is men don't owe you anything. They only owe themselves.
You guys, I'm so tired of being an independent woman. I don't want to be that. I don't want to pay my bills in full, okay? I want to go halvesies. I don't care, okay? I want someone to pump my gas. I don't want to do this.
Taking a woman out of her masculine energy and allowing her to be in her feminine energy is a real man's job. That is not a job for boys.
I really think it's worth talking about why ambitious women struggle finding ambitious men. And I've had conversations with friends about this. And when you ask men this question, a lot of them say the same thing. Because overly ambitious women tend to be in their masculine. They don't allow men to lead. They degrade men when they try. And essentially, there's just no room for the man to be the man. And at first, when I used to hear this, I used to genuinely be offended. Then I actually reflected and thought to myself, do I allow a man to be a man? Or not even just that, do I show a man that I even need him? Or do I allow my hyper independence to be my priority? I really think it's worth reflecting on.
I want a man who will love me for my softness, which is really hard for me to actually say out loud. I'm a business owner. I also still work in corporate and I coach women. And so I have a lot on my plate. And for me, it is very hard dating because I am very type A. I am someone who enjoys control. I like having the reins in a lot of things in my life. I'm an only child. I'm the only daughter of an Army Sergeant Major, and I'm a Leo. I'm a problem and a half. I understand this. Being a leader and taking charge is something that is very natural for me. And I've been that way in majority, if not all, the relationships that I've been in. The challenge for women like me and a lot of the women that I coach is that they want to be able to find the kind of love and romance that we've seen so much online and in movies. But it's very difficult because the moment we decide to show our softness and to let our guard down, men want to trample on that as if it is some sort of weakness. Or we show them that bit of vulnerability and they want to use this as a tactic of, well, now we can get you to shrink off who you were and be this supposed ideal woman. And I think it's hard for women like me because I sit in the intersection of wanting both of them. I want my hyper independence. I want my business. I want the success of the podcast as it grows. And I also want to be able to make you a home cooked meal and have it ready when you walk in the door. Now, don't get me wrong, 6 days out of the week, that will be your job, not mine. But what we do want as a very hyper independent woman, and shout out to all of my eldest daughters out there, we want to be equally loved for our masculine and our feminine. And I think anytime we bring up those kind of terms, people have a tendency to freak out. But there is no need. There can be love and true balance. And right now, what is hard is trying to find that.
Indeed, it will be hard as what they are seeking for actually resists nature. This is the balance that females think exists, is masculine aligning with masculinity in one household. That's not how nature created it. The only way for you to balance out that masculinity that these females are in is by being with a feminine man. That's the only balance that they can truly align with. Other than that, accept your fate.
You're such an independent woman as well. Like, you are doing this all.
I do hate it. I do hate being like a hyper independent woman, but it's just the way my life has played out. I've had no choice, but I do hate it. I do wish like for example, like my dad was here, was just taking care of everything. Yeah. Or I had like a rich husband that's just like, oh yeah, don't work for a year, go travel. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, I have to get up and I have to work because I've got to pay for this, I've got to pay for that. I look after my siblings.
But I feel like you're so like strong and independent. Even when you get someone, you could get a rich husband. I don't think you'd let him say that to you. I don't think you'd be like, do you think you would?
Underestimate me. I've been waiting a decade to just meet someone that would just let me kick my fucking feet.
And you will. You actually will.
I'm a girl. I have boobs. I'm a girl.
Yeah, see, do you know what? I thought that, but like Danny must say to me every single day, like, stop working, just be a housewife. Like,
no, not a housewife though. Like, still have your own like thing. Like, have your own job, have your own interests, your own hobby.
See, that's what I mean.
I would like for someone to pay my bills.
Okay, yeah.
Like the house. Why am I paying for water? I'm a girl. I'm just a girl.
Unpopular opinion, but I don't want to be labeled as a strong, independent Black woman. And honestly, sometimes I feel like it's an insult. Because what do you mean you admire that I do everything alone? What do you mean that you appreciate that I don't need anyone for anything? That's not strength. That's survival. Because the truth is, humans were never meant to do life alone. You need community. You need support. And you need softness. Accepting help does not make you weak. And wanting to be cared for does not mean that you're incapable. Also, desiring rest does not mean that you lack ambition. I don't want to be hardened by life. I don't want to be praised for carrying everything by myself. I want to be treated delicately. I want to be supported. Strength doesn't mean enduring everything in silence. Real strength is knowing when to lean, when to receive, and when to allow someone to show up for you. And if that makes me less strong to some people, I'm okay with that.
I am so glad I am, getting my PhD and I didn't, stop getting educated. But I am so envious of the people that are my age that have a family and kids. There's just something about the idea of having a husband that I really want that. And it makes me feel really sad and lonely that I don't have it. And this one might just be my own opinion, but I think the more educated you get as a female, the dating pool shrinks and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller in comparison to a man. The more educated and successful he gets, his dating pool just completely expands. But I find as an educated woman that men hate smart girls. I didn't struggle when I was younger to, date, but now I find it very, very hard to find somebody that, number one, wants to date me and that I also want to date. Career-wise, my life is going pretty good, but my dating life literally sucks. It is atrocious. And everybody's always well, just focus on yourself, be happy by yourself, do all these things by yourself. And it's I am doing that, and I hate that I still feel bad. I still really want somebody to share all my experiences with. And I think it's a really normal feeling, but the internet nowadays just makes you feel you shouldn't want a man. But then I still want a man, and I'm am I the only person that feels this way? Feels lonely without a man? I also read romance novels, and it makes me believe that a Prince Charming is out there. So then when a new guy comes into my life, I still find myself being very optimistic, and then I just get completely disappointed. It was oh, he didn't actually like me. He liked the idea of me, and then once he got to know me, he was yeah, I literally hate this girl. But it's fine. I've decided I'm going to freeze some eggs, because I also think one of the reasons I want a man so bad is because I really want to have kids and I want to be a mom. So I feel as if my period for finding a man to have babies with is closing, because I am in my late 20s now. So then I'm but if I froze my eggs, then maybe I can just eliminate the process of needing a man. But then that still makes me sad, because it's I want to be loved by a man. I don't know why. It's just, it feels biological. Maybe I'm just deeply flawed and insecure and need to work on myself. So I guess that's something I'm gonna try to figure out within the next year.
The worst advice given to females is focus on yourself, when in reality, that's all they've done in their prime years is focus on themselves, focus on their career, their education, their appearance. And now they have a small window to focus on a man. They can't seem to get one. The reason why you have these females making every excuse under the sun to why they can't be able to get what they want, it's hard for females to conceptualize the fact that you have still failed in all the important areas in your life, as in marriage and family.
Being a strong, independent woman is all well and good until 2 a.m. when you would like to cuddle and fall asleep feeling comfortable and safe while getting booty rubs. It's all good though.
Okay, I'm at that age where I can admit I do want to listen to somebody. I don't want to do everything on my own. I don't want to be too independent. I don't want to be hyper independent, y'all. I'm tired of telling people, stop telling me what to do. I'm tired of telling people I can do it on my own. No, help me. I'm the baby. I want to be the baby. I'm done. I did the independent shit. INDEPENDENT. Do you not? I don't know what that means. Help me. Hold my hand, actually. Literally hold my hand. I'm going to follow your lead. You know what you're doing, right? Please tell me you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, I'm following your lead. If you don't, then that just means I got to be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? And I'm tired of knowing what that means. Damn, I've been spelling that shit since I was 10 years old. I'm tired of spelling that shit. I don't want to be that no more. I already did that. I am that. Next. Where's the next part? Where I could be the baby again. Ain't this supposed to be the circle of life? Ain't this supposed to be the circle of life? Ain't I supposed to be circling around? Okay, INDEPENDENTBABY. Ain't I supposed to be going back to being a baby again? You feel me? Ain't somebody supposed to baby be?
You think I wanted to become this tough? You think I wanted to become a strong woman? Yeah, it always sounds like it's a compliment. Oh, you're so strong, you're so strong. Yeah, I was forced to be. I had to be. There was no other way. There was no other fucking way. I had to be. and become strong for my kids. Don't mean I want to be. I'm a woman. I'm very gentle. I'm very soft. I'm very nurturing. But fuck, if I'm walking through life on my own, I gotta protect my kids, man. And so when I hear these relationship people talk about, oh, it can only be one alpha type person in a relationship. If you're strong like that, then you need a more feminine man. Shut the fuck up. Because I'm so strong, and not just what I've been through in life, but physically, I work out like crazy. I'm strong, right? And for that exact reason, I need an even stronger man. I need an even more manly man. I need an even more alpha. Okay? I need a man. Okay? Because I am so strong. Because I really don't want to be. I really don't want to be. I do want to be physically strong. I love it. But I don't want to be the one that is tough and like I'm very, very soft. All the feminine qualities. I'm that. But yeah, I've been walking alone, and I have 2 kids, and I run a fucking household, and I run my life. I don't want to do that, but it's the only choice I have. So yeah, but anyway, my point of this video is like the people that say opposites attract. You need a more feminine dude. Get you a soft dude because you the tough one. Shut the fuck up. I want a man. I want a man. And side note, LA has no man. LA has no man. None. But yeah.
So any independent woman who sees this, you're probably going to understand where I'm coming from. So I've been single for almost 2 years now, and I've been abstinent for 17 months. So I was telling my mom the other day how like, oh, I kind of miss having a partner. Like I kind of feel like I'm ready to start liking someone again. But then I sat there and I really thought, I'm like, but what will really change in my life? Like, what do I really need a man for? Have my own car, my own job, my own apartment, my own money. I'm very peaceful. I don't need sex, which is why I've been abstinent for so long. I feel like if I had a man in my life right now, they could potentially disturb my peace. They would cause me anxiety. They would cause me stress. You're independent, and the older you get, you're kind of like, what am I losing being single? And I hate to say that, but it's true. And don't get me wrong, since I've been single, I have met a few good men. However, they're always out of state. I'm from Philly. If I had a man like that in my life, that was like a godly man, he prays, he could teach me stuff, he can bring me company, we both care about our peace and we're communicative, then I'll be like, I would need a man. Like not need a man. I would never need a fucking man. But then if I had a nigga like that around me, then I'll be like, all right, yeah, I get it. I want that. But I don't. So what am I missing? Like, I don't even know.
Why is it so hard to find a high value man? What do you mean by that? Like, all I want is a good guy that takes care of me. But there's plenty of good guys out there. What do you mean by take care of you? I don't know, like make me feel safe, take away my stress, take charge for once. Oh, I get it. So a man you could submit to. Ew, what? A man who's bigger and stronger than you? Yeah. A man who can financially support the 2 of you? Preferably. A man who takes the lead on things? Sure. Right, a man superior to you. Ugh, why are you saying it like that? Like what? Superior, submit, like all these words are disgusting. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that men are superior to me. And I'm a strong woman. I don't submit to anyone. But you want to, huh? How can a man lead if you don't want to submit to that lead? How can a man make you feel safe if he isn't physically superior to you? How can a man support you financially and take away your stress if you don't allow him to? You say that you want all of these things, but the moment a man with those qualities comes around, you feel your independence slipping away and you panic. So how about you submit for once and let one of those good men give you what you want? I'll never submit, and you'll never find a man.
Females love to draw this image that the only way they can be able to come out of survival mode is by being with a rich alpha male who's going to nub her in her femininity, allow her to rest. When in actuality, it was all a choice that they made throughout their whole entire livelihood to choose to be this independent female that they now supposedly hate because they can't be able to find a man to meet them on the other side of the aisle. What we're seeing is females who have failed to thrive in their womanhood failed to thrive in having a marriage, failed to thrive in having a family, proving sacrificing those things still didn't fulfill them the same way that a man would have. The only way now they can be able to tactfully navigate the dating market is by shaming men into believing it is a man's job to put you in your femininity. One of the most unattractive things to say as a female, men are not going to be manipulated into doing something you should have done for yourself a long time ago. Regardless, it is quite frankly impossible for a man to put you in your femininity, as it's quite frankly impossible for you as a woman to put a man in his masculinity.